In today's podcast, you're going to learn 3 things essentially to build your irresistible offer. If these 3 things are not currently in your process of creating an irresistible offer, then forget about attracting the right clients to work with you and building your brand and growing your reputation. So, welcome to this week's episode. I'm so pumped to have you back. I don't know about you, but I feel re-energized and June is feeling fantastic as it is the last day of May that I'm recording this, and I'm just feeling really energized about what's ahead. Committed to the mission over here at Holistic Business and Life Mastery Community. And if you're a brand new listener tuning in or an audience member on our YouTube channel tuning in, welcome. As you may or may not have heard from other episodes, my name is Supriya Roy, and I am a yoga and Ayurveda expert that turned into a holistic wellness center owner. So was running a business for 16 long years, and I learned a lot. And now I'm very much on this new mission of helping holistic professionals that are passionate and really aligned, heart-centered professionals that really want to make a difference in the world. I'm here for them. That's my mission. I'm here to support holistic wellness professionals that are taking that calling like I had when I was younger, and I really understand that zest for life they have to want to help people. And I'm that person. That's my mission. I'm here to help holistic professionals thrive and build and align a business that is to create profit and impact, right? Because as you know, or you may not know, this is something that I remember not knowing, that success of a business, the metric of success is profit. And even though, a lot of people don't really like hearing the word profit in the industry, the whole thing is, it is the measure of success. It is the measure by which you know that you actually have a business or you have a hobby, And there's so much more I want to share about this profitability model that I've used and a lot of small business owners use to be able to declare your business to be a legitimate business. So let's get started with today's episode, which is all about creating your irresistible offer. And what really excites me about this is to kind of get rid of all the misunderstandings about what an offer is and what it isn't first, right? Now, if you're someone that is just starting out, you would be wanting to create some sort of an offer for people to say yes to. Okay, it could be free, like you might be volunteering somewhere. It could be a paid offer, but an offer is something that you would be using to bring people in to work with you. Okay? Or if you're already working, if you're already, in your days where you've been serving people, you've been bringing in new clients or serving others, and you are ready to bring in new clients, new prospects into your world, then you would also again create an offer for those new clients that you want to bring in. And that would be your thing. Someone that is more experienced than you, they still have to create a meaningful offer to keep their clients buying back from them and even continuing to enroll new clients and bring in the fresh new batch of students, clients, and people into their practice. So the offer problem, like creating the irresistible offer, never really goes away. And there is a formula to create an irresistible offer. There's a formula that I teach within our program, which is a 7-step program. But out of the 7, I'm going to tell you the 3 essentials. Okay? When you do the 3 essentials, your brain will start ticking in a different way versus how you may have been taught, or maybe not taught. Maybe you've just understood it, and that may be causing you to attract nobody, right? If you are on my Instagram account, I did this little post about what this episode really is, and it just takes me back to those days when I was sitting and with my head in my hands and going, oh my God, what does an irresistible offer mean when what I am offering is so valuable? It's so impactful. I know I can do this job. I know I can help someone with what I've got. My program is the bomb. But you know what? It was really hard to actually get people to say yes and enroll into those programs. Because, that's something that revealed to me when I started to understand what this irresistible offer policy or the step and method is. I understood, actually, it's a completely different way of thinking versus what I was doing was I thought if I say, look, I'm selling a 6-month pass, here is an offer. A 6-month, say, yoga membership pass, or a 2 lifestyle workshops for the price of 1. I thought that was an offer. Well, I was partly right. But an offer is not just price-based. It's not just product-based, okay? There's an offer creation process that you can consider bringing into your process of sales that will speak directly to the people that this thing was made for. So let's get into it, shall we? So what I want to share with you are 3 essential factors that you always want to consider before announcing this offer, okay? This offer that you are bringing into the market, you want to consider all of this before you are presenting it to your market. So let's talk about the first one. There are 3 that I'm going to share, as I said, out of the 7. And the first one is your audience, okay? Audience can translate to the people you are serving or the customer that is ideal for you. This customer could be understood in what they are looking for, what sort of the language they are using to describe their problems and what they are shopping around for. And they're kind of, in a state of stress that they really want this problem solved in now or yesterday. So first thing first is you need to ask yourself, well, who will benefit from this thing that I'm going to bring to the market? Okay. So if you've created a program, that's well and good. But, like an example that I heard recently was, Panadol, which is a paracetamol tablet, right? It has many effects, by the way. It can help you with a joint pain. It can help you with a headache. It can help you when you've got a fever. But guess what? They have a certain targeted message for, what Panadol can do. So think about it this way. You've got to get specific about exactly what is the problem this person wants solved. So that audience is currently looking for this solution. You need to be problem clear about what exactly are they saying with their own mouth. What is keeping them up at night and they're shopping around for a solution. Sometimes the solution you're offering may not even be in their range of awareness that, hey, I didn't know that a yoga class could help me solve my lower back problem. Have you ever heard someone be really surprised about, oh, I can realign my feet with yoga? When people have invested a lot of things on like wearing different shoes or not wearing shoes at all, there's so many ways to solve that one problem, right? So you need to get clear about who the audience is. And when I say who, I don't just mean, is it a man or a woman or a child or an adult? I really want you to get clear about what are they looking to get solved in their life, that this solution that you've got can actually help. Okay. So on my journey, if I was to look back at where I was struggling to get clear about this I always thought that someone that, loved yoga and Ayurveda are the people that I have to go for. Because I just wasn't speaking their language. And then I realized that within that category of people, there were lots of people that were so skeptical. They were really undisciplined. They were not committed to making a commitment to their own journey. So that wasn't a good enough category of people, right? And so there were lots of people that, knew about yoga and Ayurveda who didn't want to take it on as well. So for me, I was offering yoga and Ayurveda as a solution, but the problems that I was solving for people looking for it, I targeted people that were looking for stress relief, stress management, anxiety, and depression and anxiety, PCOS, right? And women's hormonal balance. Okay, so I'm trusting this is making sense. Once I got clear about what this person is actually staying up late at night looking up solutions for, I wasn't really hitting the nail on its head about what I'm putting out. It's not really resonating with people on the level that I needed. And I'm gonna be a little more direct here as well. Like when it comes to an offer, the offer has to be irresistible, meaning that they have to say a yes because they were already wanting it. We're not trying to convince anyone that, hey, you need to work with Ayurveda and yoga or a holistic science because it is better for you. They don't care. Essentially, they don't care. You just need to present the fact that this is a problem it can solve. These are the words that you need to bring up when you are talking about, hey, I can help you. If this is you, I can help you. That's what that part is, okay? So let's go to number 2. Now drop in there's a review section of this podcast episode wherever you are consuming this. It could be on YouTube or you could be on the audio. Now give me some feedback about what it is that is coming up for you, because there's a lot of things that I've worked with clients on where they struggle to use words because of, say, TGA, Therapeutic Goods Act, but the TGA has said you can't use this word, that word, right? There are regulations and rules now on how you can word things and what sort of, things you can say and can't say. So being mindful of that and considering, there are hefty fines in breaching those things, you need to reach out to someone like me and go through your idea as well. So if you don't have anyone, I'm welcoming you to send me a DM or send me a message or an email or a review, start a thread of conversation where we can, exchange these thoughts and I can give you feedback right away. So let's go to next one. The next one is, people are not looking for the hardest journey, right? Your journey may not have been easy, but when people are wanting their problem solved, they're not looking for the longest, most expensive, or the hardest. They are actually looking for the exact opposite. Everybody wants it faster, easier, cheaper. Okay? When I say those words, what comes up for you? I remember when I first heard it, I thought, oh, well, I thought I was going to be able to price it to a point where I can be profitable. Well, until I learned how to, demonstrate that I'm offering valuable stuff when, that's how I justify my prices. However, cheaper doesn't mean you have to discount your things. Cheaper means that they need to be able to see how they are saving money to have this solution, to have this solution happening for them versus having to work with another solution that might cost them more time, energy, money. Okay, then they want it faster. Okay, why do they want it faster? You need to demonstrate, you need to speak about what does faster mean, right? A mistake that I used to make back in the day is like, look, this is a 10-day detox. You got to do this. And, by day 3, they'd be like, oh my God, right? The faster concept has to be really explored in what can it mean when you're saying it's actually going to work faster for you. Okay, how are you going to demonstrate that to them in a way they'll understand it? So perhaps if the person is trying to lose weight or the person is trying to release some sort of a pain or a problem from their body, well, what is the fastest way to get a result? Maybe not the whole result, but a result, like a glimpse. I'll give you an example from yoga. So once I saw this happen in yoga, everybody is looking for stress relief. Are we not? So yoga is a stress management, strategy, and people want to be able to meditate, so they do yoga practice. People want to be able to breathe better, so they do yoga practice. Now, will they be able to do, complex or longer variations of meditation and all that straight away? No. It's going to take a certain amount of time, which is not really prescribed anywhere, You can give an estimated time that it might take them to get there, to that level. But guess what? Before that, they are able to be receiving some sort of a glimpse about how it feels. Such as when they're in Shavasana and they're feeling calm, if you can describe what they're going through, what the benefits of a deep Shavasana is, well, they've already gotten a glimpse and a taste of what is ahead. Essentially, that is what Shavasana is for, right? That we are awake, alert, in a calm way, and then we can handle life's stuff. Similarly with pranayama, maybe some people will have difficulty breathing for long periods, like less breaths or longer breaths or deeper breaths. I've had many students that had difficulty breathing properly, but just giving them the first steps made it a faster process to learn pranayama. Because I'm talking to a bunch of experts here on this channel, okay? But if you're in another industry listening in, how can you adopt this in your business is looking at your customer journey. Exactly how do you introduce them to the journey, okay, to the result on the first meeting? How do you introduce that? You got to chunk it down. If it's like a 10-month journey that they have to take with you, or a 12-month journey they have to take with you to get to a place, how can they expect a result right now that is aligned to that big goal that they have? Cool. So similarly with health experts, you do the same thing. So it becomes faster. It looks like, oh my God, it actually worked. Another example is, if you say, like in the next year, this was one of my goals, right? One of my goals was, when I had a really busy, thriving wellness center, what I found hard to do is like use my free time to be free. I had a really difficult time to let go of the control, as they say. It was really hard to come out of like always working to actually relaxing and taking up other things to fill my time with that brought me more fulfillment and joy. Like a client of mine shared, finally she's taking ballroom dancing, which is feeling so fulfilling for her because finally she's spending what she has earned with her business on herself, something to, nurture her desire. So that's when I started taking swimming lessons and I tried dancing lessons. This is going back a while, and I also tried other things, during that time. So how I made that happen is I actually initially set this goal to be like, okay, by next year, in 12 months' time, these are the things that I'm doing. How can I get my result now? Well, I start tracking my time. Okay, if I can track my time, that is a way to start the process now, which is faster. Getting me there faster means I'm taking action now. Most of the people that decide not to work with me, right? This is the thing I tell them as well. If they come on a strategy session and they see that if there's a match, values match and goals match and expertise match, if there is a match and they know that this is the path to have their breakthrough and they need to take it on, they need to actually go ahead and sign up and get started, but they get into their head and they go, oh, maybe not now, maybe next year, I'll come back. Okay? This is the exact reason why they'll never make any progress, because they didn't start now. So you've got to understand that when you want to give someone the faster solution, you need to think about exactly what will you give them now, and that's how they will know this is faster. Okay? Finally, that trifecta of what will this category, this cheaper, faster, and easier. Well, when it comes to easier, it's similar to faster, but not always, right? So what can you show them, or how can you simplify things for them that will make it feel like a breeze for them, right? Most people that are looking for health solutions don't want to cook, don't want to change their diets, don't want to do so much of the stuff that will complete the thing and get their results faster, okay? So this again goes back to looking at the actual solution you're providing to get them to experience that freedom from the problem. But are you thinking about what will make it the easiest for them to implement this? Like in my programs, what I do is I get them to talk to me, and then we expose all the things that are feeling hard, all the things that are feeling too hard basket, right? But these are important things that need to get done. Then we address it. Then we look at how can we get it done without you feeling like it's difficult to do. That's on a one-on-one scenario. So again, another client of mine has hired a VA. Another client of mine has hired an assistant that she is, grooming to, take on to the future of her business. Solutions are available. It's just a matter of looking at, well, who are we talking to? And how can they help us find the easier version of this? So there are no health experts that are well known for giving the hardest track to anybody to follow, or even the hardest path to follow, because that is exactly what repels people from being in a health program. The easier you make it work the easier you make it feel and look and sound and to do, the better and the more irresistible your offer will be. Getting this? Once again, this whole chunk about what will make your offer make it look cheaper, faster, easier for your prospect is this chunk of thinking that you need to do to be able to present it in such a way that it's a no-brainer. Oh my God, it's easier, faster, quicker. So easier, faster, cheaper, right? When I'm talking about cheaper, what I'm saying is, if you work with me in my group program, okay, you will pay less than what other alternatives there are in the marketplace. Why? Because obviously let's talk about what I'm offering, right? So this is the angle. If you're offering some service that will help this person reach their goals or get their outcomes, why is it cheap for them? Because the option of working with you is a better option financially for them to be working with you than another expert. Such as, you got to do a bit of research about what are some of the other ways they can solve this problem. They could have surgery, they could have physio, they could go to a doctor, right? Or a specialist. Okay, so think of all the other options that other people use, and why is yours a cheaper option? They could get a personal trainer, they could get a personal doctor or healer, right? What's that cost them? Do a bit of research and present apples and oranges. Cool? So similarly with me, it's like, well, you could go and hire a marketing manager, could go and hire a business manager, but guess what? It's actually going to cost you twice the time. It's kind of like building an AI VA or AI professional for you. It's not instant, it might take less time because it's AI, it's a computer-based thing, but you still have to train it. You're still having to spend the time to train it. So there is this time that every individual has to consider of, getting their ideas and their vision and their insights onto paper, which is what I help you guys do in the programs. And then you can hire the expert that can help, just execute that. And that's what we also teach you how to do. It's like, you're not meant to do everything by yourself. But where you can save money, where you can save your resources to put towards things that are more, making it more faster and easier for you to have what you need to have to succeed, you're going to have. So the alternative of working with a one-on-one coach, like if you want to work one-on-one with me, is much more expensive, because of the time, the resources I am having to, put away for serving you. That's the cost you're paying for too. And the same thing with every other coach in the industry. Getting this? So you got to present. Like, what are my other options? Okay, so this looks like the best option for me, for where I'm at, and my commitment levels. So that's how you present that. Show me some sign that this is making sense. Like, you can send me a message, a DM, or an email. Anyway, let me know. Third part is essential again. The third thing you need to think about is, what is stopping them from taking action now? Okay, what are their fears about doing this thing? So looking back at my story back in the day, a lot of people just were undisciplined. When I opened my wellness center, I opened a yoga studio first, okay? When at the beginning, I used to hire different community spaces, and people just couldn't commit to their yoga classes regularly. They'll be sometimes in, sometimes not. Okay. And I realized that, okay, I could stop running these classes casually, no casual entry, only course focused, right? That made sure that I wasn't missing out on getting paid, meaning my business was viable. However, other objections or other things that I noticed that came up was they had shiny object syndrome. Okay, what if I find something better for myself? Okay, what if it doesn't work for me? Right? And people doubted themselves that they'll be good at yoga with me or yoga altogether. Like, everybody thinks you have to be flexible to do yoga. How much of a lie is that? But they're thinking it. So I had to get into the clients or the prospects, my ideal customer and the audience's head and think, what sort of things do they struggle with that prevents them from committing to their journey? And I had to address that in my offer, okay? And how this solution that I'm offering, how this program I'm offering is actually addressing that. Okay, it's not something that they have to come with to be able to do this program. I had to make sure of that. So I just rinse and repeat these steps every single time I put out an offer, and this makes the offer irresistible because I'm not tricking anyone into anything. It's just realistically thinking for them of all the things that they just don't have the bandwidth to calculate for themselves, so that they also realize that, hey, there's this expert really knows me, really considers my strengths and weaknesses. They really understand my problem and my needs, and they've made something for me. They feel like that. So the final point that I was making about what are sort of the things that you need to address about the misunderstandings they might already have about what you are proposing that they do with you. So with my Ayurveda, my clients that were, from Australian culture or any ethnic culture, they had this misunderstanding that they had to sacrifice their cultural things to be able to practice Ayurveda. And when they came to someone like me, they didn't come for a pill. Yes, some people came with conditions. I did give it to them, but always, they had some sort of information before they came. So it was my role before I put them into a container like a 3-month program. I would always educate them that this is something you might be thinking, but it's not like this. This is how it feels and looks for you. Okay, so these are misunderstandings a lot of you, your customers would have, such as in my business coaching program, some of the misunderstandings that you may have is that you will not be able to do this part because you may think that you're not cut out for business, so you end up working for other people. So it's my role, because I'm the expert, I'm the leader here, it's my role in my offer. I let you know that this is actually so far from the truth because, number one, when you are working for someone else, you actually end up perpetuating the same pain points that you've been going through about how you're not growing. When you work for other people, you don't really get to build anything of your own. You're actually helping them promote their brand And you know, there's this cutoff point where as far as you can go. So you don't really get to express yourself fully with full autonomy. Now, I'm not saying become all about your brand. I'm just saying that these are the costs of thinking like that. Another thing is, you know, you got to see that you may have a limiting belief that's stopping you, and that is exactly what is stopping you from also expressing your full potential in this role. As I've said in my past episode, that our roles change based on the evolution we allow in. Our job is not to continue doing massages, treatments, consults all our lives. It's not. That's not the evolution that comes from having worked with people. Well, I may be wrong about everybody, but I know most of you listening to this podcast show, you're here to master your life as well as your business, right? So when you say that, you're constantly thinking, well, what's next? What's next? You know, you're tapped into that growth journey always. So we have to speak to all these misunderstandings that stop people from getting invested on their own growth journey. And these are the 3 essential out of the 7 that we teach in our programs that makes an offer irresistible. So what were they again? We talked about number 1 is you got to decide to research and really understand and build that audience profile, as in what are the problems they're wanting solved yesterday, what's keeping them up at night, what are some of the things that they're doing that's, you know, kind of perpetuating the problem and just keeping them exactly where they are. Then second is you got to make sure that you communicate how it's cheaper, faster, and easier to work with you than everybody else. And number 3 is you've got to address the misunderstandings they already have about what solution you're offering. If you can speak to these 3 things in your offer and this is your strategy, believe me, your programs are going to sell like hotcakes. If you're not selling programs, you may be selling memberships or classes, anything that you're wanting people to consider to buy from you, you will succeed no matter what, because you're not just holding up a sign saying, hey, this works. You're actually saying why it works, for who it works, and why they need to consider what you're saying. I trust this has been of value to you. Today, I just invite you to engage with me. I've been creating content on business and marketing and mindset this entire half of the year. And I would really like some further engagement on exactly what you're thinking, whether these are the kinds of topics you'd like me to go deeper into. And also, yes, before you ask me, I am about to announce the webinar. It's a masterclass coming up around the June mark, right? It'll be around the halfway past June, to help you join my program, which is going to help you accelerate your holistic practice. It's going to help you take accountability to the next level and not, dilly-dally, not push it past that time again. We've got 6 more months till this year ends, and I'd like you to have the opportunity to get to the end of this year and go, look at all the growth I've experienced, look at all the changes I've made, look at all the success that I've created because I backed me. And most exciting thing that I'm really, really pumped about is this community that we're going to build together. That is nowhere to be found. There's no such space for holistic professionals to hang out, tap into each other's minds and work creatively and collaboratively, promote each other and work unisonly to promote holistic health and well-being in this world. So that's my mission, and I would love to keep serving you. And that's it for today. I trust you've enjoyed this, and please let me know what you thought. do subscribe or follow this show so that you get, this gets out to the people that are also looking for stuff like this. And as you know, holistic professionals are lone wolves. They need community, they need packs. This is the space that we're creating together. So I really thank you for hitting play today and being here and being on this journey of growth with me. All right, ciao for now. Speak next week.